something smart to chew on. The Lunchroom on RCI, Monday to Friday, 12:45 to 2 p.m. The Lunchroom. Informative, enlightening, provocative, engaging. The Lunchroom on RCI. Food for thought. The station that gives you, more lunch.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Lunchroom on Radio Caribbean International. It is Friday, August the 15th, 2025, and this is program number 1428 of the Lunchroom. I'm your host, Alex George Jr. Now, of course, if you might be following us at our radio frequency, 101.1 FM, but you can also get us at our website, rcistlucia.com, and we are also streaming live on Facebook. You just have to search for the official page of Radio Caribbean International. Of course, if you want to call in to tell us what's on your plate today, please feel free to do so. And the number to call in is 452-3046. Again, 452-3046. You can also reach us at our WhatsApp number, and that is 724-0008. And you can call in, you can message in. And of course, that number again, 724-0008. We look back in time on this day, and in the year 1620, the Mayflower set sail from Southampton, England, with 102 pilgrims bound for the New World. 1900 on this day, the Chinese Empress Dowager Cixi and her family and court retainers fled Peking for Xi'an as foreign troops moved through the capital in an attempt to quell the Boxer Rebellion. 1947 on this day, India gained independence from the United Kingdom and remained a dominion until the year 1950. 1998 on this day, the Omagh bombings in Northern Ireland, the worst terrorist incident of the Troubles, killed 29 people and injured about 220. And in the year 2021 on this day, Afghan President Ashraf Ghani fled the country as Taliban forces entered the capital city of Kabul and took control. We now move on to our dish of the day. The Daily Dish is brought to the kind compliments of our good friends at Tiles Plus.
Bathroom, kitchen, pantry. Need tiles for your balcony. Come down to Tiles Plus, satisfaction guarantee. Tiles Plus, Tiles Plus, Tiles Plus. Big tiles with unbeatable cost. Customer service, A+. Need all kind of tiles. Come down to Tiles Plus. We also got glassware and vanity. Books, doors, you'll see. Come down to mind nobody. We got the best tiles on island. Trust me. We are located Lance Road in Castries, Bosses Grozile, and Slack Street in Beaufort. Telephone number 453-7939.
Serving now, the Daily Dish.
And welcome back to our program here today. We do hope that you're having a very blessed one. It is certainly also a holiday in India, of course. They mark their Independence Day today, August the 15th. It's also Independence Day in Congo, Brazzaville. So that is the other Congo, the French Congo, not the Belgian Congo. And they gained their independence from France on August the 15th of 1960. It's also Independence Day in a number of... it's also National Day, both in National Liberation Day, both in North and South Korea. And it is National Day in Liechtenstein, as well as Bahrain. And in fact, a number of other countries, European countries, have today as a holiday. And that is because it is a very important Catholic feast known as the Feast of the Assumption. And so a number of European countries are also marking today as a holiday. And of course, holidays are times for rest and relaxation. And no doubt many people would be looking to head to the beach. They might be heading to some form of park to be able to recreate, to be able to get back into nature. And today, in fact, was the opening of a park in just north of the town of Grosley, which, of course, perhaps has been long in coming. The Grosley Recreation Park, as it has been dubbed. You may recall some years back, I think around 1997, 1998 or thereabouts, there was a realization that the lands that were reclaimed, right, by the Colonial Development Corporation, the CDC, or the Commonwealth Development Corporation, as it was later known, as part of this Rodney Bay development, which, of course, we know as the Pigeon Island Causeway, as well as the island of Pigeon Island itself, were in fact not within the control of the government of St. Lucia. And so even though the island was originally, in fact, yes, state property, it became part of, it was vested into the CDC. And at that time, I think there was the whole development of the Hyatt property on that Pigeon Island Causeway, becoming the first hotel to actually be constructed on the causeway. There was a realization that, in fact, a lot of areas that St. Lucians took for granted, which was effectively open land on the causeway, which had been used almost as a recreation area, was in fact not public land. It was in fact owned by a private entity. And of course, we did, I think, well, one would think that we knew originally that there was always this intention that those lands were reclaimed for the purpose of touristic development. But of course, no touristic development came of it between the years 1971 or so, when it was when we saw that project going on, right up until the 1990s. So a significantly long amount of time elapsed before any kind of real interest was played in terms of developing that causeway, or at least what actually materialized, one should say. And so we then saw that the causeway was being purchased by various interested developers for the purpose of what it was originally intended for. And so, of course, we saw Hyatt Regency coming forward. We then saw what was being proposed as the Rosewood Hotel, which is in the lot to the east of the Hyatt. And then south of that, and south and east of that, we saw the development of the landings just in the lead up to the Cricket World Cup 2007. And of course, but even before that, though, the need to actually create lands or to preserve lands for the use of St. Lucians, the citizenry of the island, was certainly appreciated. And at that time, a decision was taken to ensure that, one, Pigeon Island was in fact granted back to the government of St. Lucia, and two, that 2 parcels of land were going to be excised for the purpose of creating recreation areas or for beach parks, for the purpose of beach parks. And so the section between the what is now Sandals Grand and the Pigeon Island National Landmark was one of those sections, that 5-acre parcel being preserved for that purpose, and the other one being towards the south of that area, an area that actually was not or part of the reclaimed section, one should say, and it's actually an area that had been in use for some time by the people of Groseley. And so that section, in fact, was maintained, that 5-acre section to this just north of Groseley, for the purpose of becoming a beach park. But of course, nothing much came of it in terms of any kind of infrastructure or beach amenities and what have you until quite recently. And in fact, just today, finally seeing the handover ceremony or the opening ceremony of what is, this beach park at that location. Now, in fact, the mayor of Groseley, Mr. Lennox Dupal, some of you would know Mr. Dupal as an individual who worked for a very long time in St. Lucia's hospitality industry as a general manager of properties here in St. Lucia, did speak to some of the history regarding that particular parcel of land where this beach park was currently established, and making the point that for when he was a child, it was certainly a place where the town used as a bit of a dumping ground in one instance, yes, but also that of a place for slaughtering of animals. The town's abattoir was in fact located in that area, and of course he did speak to the estate that had been owned by Mr. Jerome Montoute, known to many within the community as Corpat, and spoke of that reference. Of course, in fact, that road which leads from Bay Street across that the little ravine, Fairview Ravine is in fact what it's called, heading into the Pigeon Island Causeway, is in fact now renamed the Jerome Montoute Drive. And so he did speak to that aspect of it and that area and its use. In fact, even previous to that, a lot of people in Groseley would know that area as Dier La Batouille. And a lot of people thought that it was actually, and probably still do think that the reason why it is called that is because of the abattoir that was actually present at that site. But in truth, the name of that location is even older than that, and it is actually a reference to a battery, right? A military battery, which was constructed by the French during colonial times as part of the defense of the town of Groseley, or as it was known, the Bourg of Groseley. And so that dates actually way back into the 1780s. There was in fact a 3-gun battery at that location. And in fact, that is how the name actually came down right into that time as the battery, the behind the battery. It's similar to how we have therefore behind the fortress up on the Mon. That location was known as behind the battery. And so today we are seeing that it is in fact being repurposed as a more salubrious location for the purpose of recreation. And certainly a very important step, because we really have a dearth of recreation spaces, especially for children, especially for families, for them to actually recreate. And one should say that I would certainly believe that this has been a dream of many different representatives over the years, including, of course, the MP Mario Michel, when that property was in fact brought across as a state property, and of course other representatives, Sir Julian Hunt, For example, no doubt, Mr. Mikey Pilgrim, Dr. Mikey Pilgrim, who also represented that constituency. No doubt they would all be very happy to see the realization now of this recreation park for Groseley. But one of the individuals certainly who has to be mentioned in terms of his advocacy and his real commitment to being able to realize this is a citizen of Groseley, a person who is known by many people all across Groseley as Simple. And Mr. Simon Phillip, which is his government name, as we would say, has certainly been one of those individuals who had this dream and ambition of setting up a children's park in that location. And he certainly toiled and had that dream, and to in fact see this dream become a reality, I think is very poignant. I think, and no doubt he must be an exceedingly happy individual today, that we can in fact see and recognize the creation of this recreation space, particularly for the purpose of children. Having places where children can run about, can simply have a safe space where they can have fun, where they can be entertained, is immensely valuable. There are many places available around the world that specialize in just that, and they make lots and lots of money being able to achieve just that. And of course, we can think of the theme parks. We can think of Orlando, for example. Orlando, Florida, a city that is effectively built around the industry of entertainment and recreation, and really focused on people, especially children, being able to enjoy themselves. And of course, we think of Disney World and Disneyland and all these many other theme parks which have in fact set up in that area. And so certainly the opportunity for children to be able to go to a place and be children and to enjoy themselves is very important, quite valuable. And of course, the other aspect of it is the connection with the beach. And of course, we've had our challenges with respect to beach access over the years here in St. Lucia, and we've seen concerns being raised about access to everybody having access to the sea, access to the beach for recreation, for fishing, for swimming, for being able to just simply enjoy the ambience and the sea breeze, and that's vital. And we certainly do need to be able to have good access to beaches. But on the other side of it, of course, is that unfortunately we've not really had very many good facilities where persons can actually recreate. And it's good that we can see, of course, facilities being now made available for individuals so that they can be a safe place to change, that they could be a safe place to use the restroom, and of course also have opportunities for food and beverage and what have you. And so this is certainly a very welcome step and an embellishment of the Groseley Pigeon Island Causeway area. And according to the Member of Parliament, the thrust is also to, in fact, have it as a go-to place for the people of Groseley on a Sunday, having family fun days. And I think that is certainly very, very apropos and very important because, of course, within the Groseley community, you have a very large catchment of people and not very many public spaces. And so this is a very important step, and let's hope we can in fact see commitment towards creating more public spaces and creating more public parks for persons to have guaranteed access to the beach, but also just have space to be able to run about and to enjoy oneself. We don't have many places for hiking that are guaranteed. Pigeon Island, of course, is one of those. But it's only 44 acres, which is a decent size, perhaps. But we can see that there's so much green on our island. We, in fact, are one of the greenest countries in the world, and we've seen even as a result of the sort of the changes in terms of our land use, especially since the banana boom. We, in fact, are seeing more of our land actually becoming forested, returning to the forest. And that's a good thing to some degree, because it then means that a lot of the land that is out there is, in fact, going back to what was it's closer to what it was originally potentially used for. Whereas we saw in the past, in the boom years of bananas, a lot of deforestation, we actually are now seeing a fair bit of organic afforestation, with nature, in fact, reclaiming some of these lands. Some may say there's some good and bad in it. It has also meant that because we're seeing less of that, the agricultural activity in some of these areas, we're also seeing the wildlife come back. And of course, our slithering friends are certainly becoming a lot more prevalent as a result of that as well. So lots of serpent sightings out there of late. But certainly, we certainly do have to have that opportunity for people to go out and hike and experience nature, experience wilderness, and to be able to enjoy the island that is ours. So beach parks, of course, good move. And there's also a promised beach park just within the Mount Pima area as part of ensuring beach access in that development that's occurring over at Mount Pima. And so that, of course, is something that I think one will be seeing soon, according to the island's tourism minister when he gave his remarks earlier on today. But certainly other areas certainly do need some upgrading of the beach facilities. And as I speak of beach facilities, that name precisely is what it's called, between the Rendezvous Hotel and the Shock Cemetery. It is a 3-acre parcel of land that is meant to be a good public beach access, and an area that is, in fact, calling for some upgrading as well. And I know it is in the constituency of Castries North. And I know that Mr. King, the representative for that area, he did push to see the achievement of a beach facility near the George Charles Airport. It was, in fact, eventually commissioned during the Kenny Anthony administration. But, of course, good to see continuity. But certainly the other area at beach facilities is one area that I think is certainly calling for some upgrade and some beautification, some landscaping, some creation of a proper park in that 3-acre parcel or lot that exists there, which would certainly be to the benefit, no doubt, of the people of Castries North and La Clary and Vite-Bouteille and the Cayenne and so on. And so, no doubt, I'm sure a lot of other communities will also be asking for some upgrading of their beach facilities. We've seen some good work done in Labrie with the facility there, the Rudy John Beach Park, the Hummingbird Beach Park up in Soufrière, but others like Sandy Beach in Vieux-Fort, another area, no doubt, that certainly needs some upgrading in terms of amenities for citizens and visitors alike. That's our dish of the day, and when we come back, we'll take in our weather report.
Summer service, A+, all kind of tasks come down to Tels Plus. We also glad gas and vanity. Books, Dos, you'll see. Come down to mind nobody, we got the best as an island. Trust me. We are located Lance Road in Castries, Bosses Joe Grosile, and Flax Street in Beaufort. Telephone number 453-7939.
This has been The Daily Dish.
Girl, I've been so stressed searching for the perfect tiles to complete my home.
Really?
Yeah, it's always the same white, beige, and gray tiles with these tile stores. Like they're all buying from the same place. You're the design expert. Help me, please. I'm fed up.
What are you looking for?
Something different. Something that says Caribbean beauty and suits my personality. Something vibrant and classy with a little razzle dazzle.
Okay, Ms. Razzle Dazzle, I know just the place. Island Style Tile and Bath, they're my #1 store for everything tile. And with their new In Living Color collection, you'll find the most gorgeous styles to give you that splash of Caribbean flair you're looking for.
That sounds perfect.
I'll even take you myself and throw in a free design consultation.
I'll never say no to that, sis. I can't afford you anyway.
Visit our Island Style showrooms in Castries, Rodney Bay, and Viewfort, or call 450-452 or 453 Tile. We'll help bring your vision to life in living color.
This is Radio Caribbean International. It's now time for the weather news.
And the forecast for St. Lucia Valley for the next 24 hours. Winds will be blowing from between west, east, and winds will be blowing from southeast and south near 10 miles per hour or 17 kilometers per hour. Becoming light and variable or calm at times. Fair skies becoming cloudy at times with a few showers and a chance of isolated thunderstorms. Forecast for the Lesser Antilles. Fair skies occasionally becoming cloudy with a few scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Over the Leeward Islands, increasingly cloudiness with scattered showers and thunderstorms. A tropical storm watch is in effect for the Leeward Islands. Tropical weather outlook. Unstable conditions ahead of Hurricane Erin are expected to cause cloudiness, showers, and thunderstorms mainly over the Leeward Islands during the next 24 hours. Tropical storm watch is in effect for portions of the northern Leeward Islands. At 11 a.m. today, the center of Tropical Storm Erin was located near latitude 18.2 north, longitude 56.1 west, and about 436 miles or 701 kilometers northeast of St. Lucia. Erin is moving towards the west-northwest near 18 miles per hour or 30 kilometers per hour. The motion is expected to continue until the weekend. On the forecast track, the center of Erin is most likely to move near or just north of the northern Leeward Islands over the weekend. Maximum sustained winds are near 75 miles per hour or 100 kilometers per hour with high gusts. Erin is a Category 1 hurricane. Interest in the northern Leeward Islands should be monitored during this period, during the progress of Hurricane Erin. A tropical wave located over the eastern tropical Atlantic is moving westward near 15 miles per hour or 24 kilometers per hour. Another tropical wave is located over the eastern tropical Atlantic. It's also moving westward near 15 miles per hour or 24 kilometers per hour.
This has been RCI's Weather News. For more information, call the Weather Hotline at 454-3452. RCI 101 number 1.
Girl, I've been so stressed searching for the perfect tiles to complete my home.
Really?
Yeah, it's always the same white, beige, and gray tiles with the style stores. Like they're all buying from the same place. You're the design expert. Help me, please. I'm fed up.
What are you looking for?
Something different. Something that says Caribbean beauty and suits my personality. Something vibrant and classy with a little razzle dazzle.
Okay, Ms. Razzle Dazzle, I know just the place. Island Style Tile and Bath, they're my number one store for everything tile. And with their new In Living Color collection, you'll find the most gorgeous styles to give you that splash of Caribbean flair you're looking for.
That sounds perfect.
I'll even take you myself and throw in a free design consultation.
I'll never say no to that, sis. I can't afford you anyway.
Visit our Island Style showrooms in Castries, Rodney Bay, and View Fort, or call 450-452 or 453 Tile. We'll help bring your vision to life in living color.
And welcome back to the lunchroom here at Radio Caribbean International. Of course, the number to call in to tell us what's on your plate today, it is 452-3046. Again, 452-3046. Let's go to the phone lines. Good afternoon. Welcome to the lunchroom. And what's on your plate today? Hello? Sorry, caller, could you just start back because we didn't get the first part of what you said. Oh, yes. Okay, go ahead. That's right. Between Grosley and Cap Estate. Yeah, it was north of Grosley. It was north of Grosley, so it would have been in the area where you kind of where the old shoreline was, which is if you follow the Grosley town going north. Yes, you would have had the Longville, because the and I think we spoke about this at one point as well. The first time governor of St. Lucia in the 1740s was a French governor. Yes, was a gentleman by the name of de Longueville. He was out of Martinique, and he owned. Well, at that time, the government house was at VG, but then he owned an estate at Cap, right? So most of Cap Estate was owned by him and his family. And the beach around there was de Longueville. So yes, so in the old maps you would actually see a reference to de Longueville. Yes. In fact, I think they used to call the ravine. There was a ravine that also flowed. It's still kind of there. Kind of flowing from Bellevue, and it kind of flows past the Massad Industrial Estate, the north side of the Massad Industrial Estate, kind of next to the Lucilec substation, and then it comes down and it flows into just. No. That's there's a 17. The Le Fort de la Tour maps are from the 1780s. 1780s, and there are a number of them that were done actually, but 1784, 1787. And Le Fort de la Tour was the the royal surveyor. All right, that's how you would have known, L'Aperture Royale. And he, again, was originally from Martinique. His father was also a royal surveyor who came to St. Lucia. And so he came. So a lot of there is that map which many people make reference to, which was the old survey plan which had been done. It wasn't the first one, but it's perhaps the best known one, which was done by this Martinican French surveyor, Lefort de Latour. I don't know. Yeah, well, it was it was named after the Count of Enery. Enery, yes, Enery. There's also a town in Haiti with the same name, actually. But many of so those Denery I think he was an administrator as well. I'll have to find out exactly. But the Laborie was also a very, very famous one. So he was the yes. So the Chevalier de Micou was an earlier. He came in a little earlier before the Laborie, and so yes. So the before that, the area that we know as Micou was known as Gers or Toumassé. Sometimes it was known as Toumassé as well. Gers or Toumassé, either one. And the original town of Micou is not where it is located now. It was actually closer to the Gers River, the Angers, which is south of the current location. Well, it's one of the names that is from our Amerindian. It's an Amerindian extract, Mabua, right? So that comes out of the bad spirits, as it was seen. The association, of course, with the geckos, Grand Rivière de Mabouya. That's correct. Just as in the other instance, we have a Grand Rivière de la Brelotte, which is the one in Groslay. All right, so but a lot of these rivers were named Grand Rivière or Petit Rivière. So, for example, you have the Grand Rivière de l'Anse-Larrey. The Anse-Larrey has two rivers. So the one on the north side is the Petit Rivière, and the Grand Rivière is the one that flows down from what we call Venus Estate today. But yeah, so you have a lot of those references of Grand and Petit. In fact, Castries was originally Grand Rivière de Cul-de-Sac. It was a Petit Rivière, right? It was not a Petit Rivière, the Petit Bay, right? So it was a small bay, and where you have Cul-de-Sac today was right, and where you have Cul-de-Sac today was known as the Grand Bay. The Grand Bay, the cul-de-sac. So they were both cul-de-sacs. They were both dead end, little small bays. But then there was the cul-de-sac today is the Grand Bay, and the Petit Bay is where we have Castries. Where we have Castries. Yeah. No. Marigot was known as Marigot des Roseaux. In fact, yeah. So a lot of the names have. The grass, the reed grass, right? Exactly. Yes. If I wrote. Okay. Yeah. So in fact, So they did name, like for example, we now call it Rodney Bay, which was really known as Groslay Bay. But I'm not sure that it was ever named Rodney Bay during his time. I think it was just a sort of a branded name that was given. But after the battle for St. Lucia in 1778, they did in fact name the Cul-de-Sac Bay after the general who was instrumental, the British general, named Barrington. Barrington. So in fact, that bay, for the British name for it, would have been Barrington's Bay. And they also named the hill that we know now as Pave, right? Or some people call it Parker Hill, because of the Parker, who's an actress who lived there. That is correct. That was also known as Abercrombie Hill because it was named after General Ralph Abercrombie. But it's of course not known at. Yes, that is correct. That is correct. And he also would have been an administrator. You're talking about the battle of at VG? Yes, yes. So that was a battle around the same time, 1778. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They right. Yeah, that is quite likely, quite likely, because he would have been looking at different sources verbatim. Yes, word for word, and he quotes it. Okay, thanks very much, caller. But in good hands with you too, it seems. Very good, thank you. He's good. Thanks for asking. Yes, of course. Thanks for that call, taking us into the deep past of St. Lucia's colonial history. Okay, let's take another call at this time. Good afternoon and welcome to the lunchroom. How are you doing, caller? Wonderful. Yes. Yeah, well, they funded it. I think they did fund it. They were the ones who came in to, in large measure, fund the causeway and the Rodney Bay project. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. You can only buy it in cans now. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm. Right. And then what also helped in terms of the fish is that they were these wetlands, right? So the all of the where the marina was a major mangrove, and again, as we were just talking about these old maps, you can see in the Grosley area, there were two large lakes. There was that lake, which was the what is now the marina, And there was also effectively another lake, which is the Bois d'Ouage, the Bois d'Ouage area as well. And they in those days, it's well, I mean, obviously they were sort of shifting mangrove wetlands. So that, of course, is really important for as nurseries for the fish. So, yep, but those have been compromised, lost. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. 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 Sorry, I didn't catch that. The place there is what? Oh, dead water. Yes. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Well. Yeah. I mean, definitely in the case of Pigeon Island, they've been losing. They've been losing shoreline. Yeah. 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 Perhaps the ideal thing would have been for to allow for the some passageways for the water to go through instead of doing this hardened, surface with no options, no ways for the water to actually pass through. So unfortunately, I suppose it's very difficult. I know in some places people are looking at reparatory work in some of these areas where these projects have been done in the past, and they're trying to see how to change them now. It might be a bit challenging to do anything with the cost as well. It'll be interesting to see because there yeah. One of the matters that has been proposed is for the marina itself, because right now there's only one entry into the marina on the north side. And there was a proposal and I think originally there was in fact a drain, or culvert of sorts, to be able to near where the lime is located, right? Where the lime was located, I should say, around that area between there and Harmony Apartel, that would have taken the water out. But then I don't think it's been operating for a while. But anyways, there was an idea that you should perhaps create a second outlet for that marina to improve on the water circulation within the marina. Now, to be interesting to see if in fact that can be done, especially given that that area is now being redeveloped. That whole stretch of beach is being redeveloped. As you notice, that you'd have seen all the demolition that's going on, taking out the former Rex and Royal properties, and soon the old St. Lucia Beach Papillon property is to be demolished as well. So not sure if that is going to be realized. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see if I guess there would be the need for some bathymetric surveys and simulations to see how it can be improved. Yeah, well, the Grosley Beach certainly has gotten smaller. Yes. If you see the older pictures of the Grosley Beach, it was a much wider beachfront. But we also have the impacts of climate change too to deal with. So wow, okay. Because there was a boom. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes. In fact, that area was once known as the Coconut Walk. Mm-hmm. Right, but in the other area near VG itself. Yes. The Halcyon. Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay. 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 Sophia Loren. Mm-hmm. San Antoine. Yes. Yes. All right, then. Thanks very much, caller. Have yourself a good one and enjoy the weekend. And of course, to all our listeners, we do wish you a very blessed weekend. I hope you enjoy it. Lots of activities on politically, of course. The both political parties have events. I think the United Workers' Party on the William Peter Boulevard, as well as the St. Lucia Labour Party having a youth vibe event in the Mabuya Valley at Palm Valley. So, of course, we do hope that everybody stays safe and is responsible, especially if you're going to be heading out on the road. Do have yourself a very blessed weekend. I'm your host, Alex George Jr., saying goodbye.
Radio Caribbean International, #1.
Not for profit charity, but for service we can handle your financial business. Alone that you need, they can assist. No other credit union can do it like this. Get your contactless Visa card ASAP. Need some cash, just tap. Online services, download the app. No waiting in line, just tap. Safest way to secure your money. Solutions Workers Credit Union by Eze. Put in workers first, that's what we do. The SLUWCU, yeah.
Get ready for 2 days only, August 15th and 16th. Sports is bringing